Hi, this is Maddie with Brinkley RV. First and foremost, we want to thank you for your purchase of your Model Z. Welcome to the Brinkley family. Today we're going to be going through a quick walkthrough on all the basics of your Model Z. We're going to be looking at the Z3100, so keep in mind if you have a different floor plan that your feature locations may vary. If you have any in-depth questions, we do have how-to videos in our Owner's Hub on our website that you can refer to, or you can contact us directly. Let's get started. We're going to start on the campsite exterior of your unit where we can find the LP Quick Connect. This is a perfect spot to hook up a grill. In your pass-through storage, here we've got a satellite and coax cable hookup, a 110 outlet that is GFCI protected. It's got a USB port and a USB-C. And then here we have our pass-through light switch. And then underneath, we have the hot and cold water hookups. We do provide a hose for you. Directly underneath of that, we have the access port, which does have a slider on it so you can open and close it. If you want to run your hose through, you'll want to open. If you want to close it, that will help keep critters out of your pass-through. Moving on, we have our utility access panels here. They are on sliders, and then they are removable if you lift up and out. We also have additional access panels with this panel up here, where you have 4 screw points that you just got to unscrew to get the complete access to your basement. Now let's take a look at what's inside your basement here. There is going to be a motion activated light to give you good visibility in your basement. If it's not turning on, make sure you check the switch off to the side of the light itself. This is also going to be the location of your converter, which is going to turn your shore power to 12 volt, which will properly charge your batteries. If you have issues charging your batteries, keep in mind that there are 2 fuses here that you may want to check during your troubleshooting. Your basement is also the location for your water pump and your shutoffs for your shower. It's also a great access point to that retractable hose reel that we will cover later. On the other side of your pass-through wall, you'll find your manual crank for that spare tire drop down, your solar switch, as well as your 12 volt power switch. Your solar switch you'll want on if you want your solar panel to help charge your batteries, and your 12 volt power switch in the off position will disconnect everything except your refrigerator, solar, and jacks. You may notice these stickers on the campsite exterior of your unit. What these are backer locations where we allow you to have a mounting system, the key block mounting system. All you do is scan this QR code. It'll take you to the website where you can see the various aftermarket products we have available. We do provide you these mounting blocks in your owner's bag as well. All you do is line up where the sticker is on the block, and then we'll provide you 2 screws that you can insert, and then boom, you have it. Moving on, we have our LP compartments. So every Model Z is going to come standard with 2 30-pound propane tanks. As you can see, we have a lower strap here that's going to allow you to fit down to a 20-pound tank, but also the room to fit up to a 40-pound tank on each side. Another thing to note is that we have the LP IQ right here, which is going to help you track your LP levels in the tanks. And then also on the off-door side compartment, we do have the LP regulator, which is going to allow you to switch from tank to tank depending on your levels. This is also another great area to get a good visual of your hydraulic stabilizer jacks, the front ones. And then also you can see we have our V bracket, which is going to be the perfect place to hitch up your pet if you want them to enjoy the campsite as well. Moving on, we're going to look at our bulkhead storage area. This starts with the baggage slam latch door that we provide you, and then we do have 2 overhead hanging clips to keep that door out of the way while you're doing work in here. Your bulkhead storage is going to be home to a lot of different mechanical parts. So to start, we have our battery box here. It is recessed into the bulkhead storage to give you more workspace. And then we do have the positive negative lines here that are sitting on top of the battery box, so you have easy access to those. This does fit 2 Group 27 batteries. Your positive line is going to run directly to your battery disconnect, which is going to be your kill all switch if you want all power off on your unit. Here on your battery box, you will see we have a duct that's going to vent out any hot air that might come off from your batteries. Moving on, we have our 60 amp MPPT charge controller here. This does have toggle switches on it that allow you to work directly on it to switch between your battery of choice. This is also going to be compatible with the Furrion Solar app. Speaking of solar, we do come standard with one 370 watt solar panel that's going to be mounted on your roof. If you choose to add another panel, you can do another 370 watt, which will total you up to 740 watts total. As you can see, your Model Z will come prepped for an inverter as well as a generator. Be sure to contact your local Brinkley dealer for more information on how to get those installed. For your generator, we do provide the accessory wiring, but you will need additional help from your dealer on getting that generator box, the gas line, and exhaust line all installed. This black cover here is going to house your mini breaker bar that ties to your TST TPMS system. I'll cover more about your TPMS system later on in the video. To the right of that is going to be your breaker reset that's tied to your refrigerator. So if you're having trouble powering your refrigerator, you might want to check that breaker there. Now in the middle here, we have our slim rack electric manual override, as well as up here, your leveling override. Please refer to the Owner's Hub for more in-depth instructions on how to troubleshoot those areas of your unit. You're also going to find your power cord to your unit in the bulkhead storage area. You'll notice that we have a nice angled insert there just for ease for yourself. Last but not least, your bulkhead storage is going to house your hydraulic overrides and fluid. Your stabilizer jacks and your main slide outs are going to be powered by hydraulics. So here you can see we've got the hydraulic tank. We do have a fill line indicator, so you'll want to make sure that you're checking that as you use your unit. And then for your overrides, if you need any in-depth instructions or how-tos, be sure to refer to our Owner's Hub for that. Every Model Z will come standard with the Curt Helix pin box that we have here. There's no break-in period for this pin box. It's also compatible with the Pull-Right Super Glide, which you'll need a capture plate for, as well as the Demco slider hitch. Make sure you contact your Brinkley dealer for more information on those aftermarket hitch products. We also have a factory option to put on a Gen Y gooseneck here. Just so you know, there is an 800 to 1,000 mile break-in period if you feel that it's running stiff. Regardless of your hitch of choice, we do provide you a breakaway cable here. It is coiled. Make note that you should never pull the breakaway manually, as it will provide constant power to the brakes and it can result in dead batteries or a fire. It is for safety purposes only and not to be utilized as a parking brake. You'll want to be sure that you have an installed battery that's charged for proper operation, as well as your main disconnect on when you're hooked up to your tow vehicle. This will help prevent anything bad from happening if your tow vehicle were to separate from your trailer. We also provide you a 7-way connector that will plug into your tow vehicle. This is going to control your brake lights, brakes, and your backup camera power. Your front cap lights, which are also called your docking lights, are operated by a switch that's right next to your bulkhead area. And just so you know, you can have these on while you're traveling down the road. If you have any additional hitching questions or want more information, be sure to refer to our Owner's Hub. Near the front of your unit on the off door side, you'll find some important stickers with some good information. The top sticker is going to be your tire and loading information, and then the sticker underneath is going to be your manufacturer's date sticker, which has the date that your unit was made, your VIN, as well as your exact unit's weights. Also on your off-door side pass-through, we have our utility center with all of our water hookups. So to start, up on the top, we have our electric valves here to the gray and black tanks. There is a 5 amp resettable fuse on each of them if you need to reset them, and then we do provide you an access panel if you do need to manually override them. If you see any flashing red on the valves themselves, that means that that valve is open. Underneath, we have our water hookups here. So to start off to the side, we have our satellite, cable, and auxiliary inserts here. This one at the bottom will lead to your bedroom. In the middle, we have our second set of the hot and cold water ports. Off to the right, you'll see your water pump switch. This is one of 2. Your second one will be found on your one control panel on the inside of the coach. Under here, you'll see we have a nice diagram to show you exactly how to set up your configuration depending on how you are going to be camping, where your water sources are. And then underneath here, we have our city water inlet. This is going to help fill your fresh tank. So to the right of your city water inlet, you're going to have your black tank flush. So when you're ready to dump your tanks, you can move over this hose to connect here, and basically you're going to run the water until it runs clear. That's going to mean that your sewer hose is going to be clear and your black tank will be flushed out of all that crud. Underneath here, we have the 65-foot retractable hose reel. If you do need to access the reel itself, we have an access panel like I mentioned prior. Another thing to note too is that your gray tanks are going to be plumbed together for that true 90-gallon tank capacity. If you have a floor plan that has an additional gray tank, you will want to look in a different location for that manual valve. It'll always vary in location depending on your floor plan. Last but not least, we have another access port at the bottom here. This is going to give you an entryway for that hose for your water hookup. So if you want to run your hose through, have that latch open. If you want to have it closed, that will help keep your warm air in your pass-through as well as the critters out. Off to the right of your utility center, you'll see that we have a motion sensor light here. There is a toggle switch if you want that constantly on while you're doing work here. There is a 110 outlet here that is GFCI protected, as well as our QR code, which will take you directly to the Brinkley Owner's Hub. This is a great spot if you are going to be looking for information on winterizing or de-winterizing your unit. We've got how-to videos, information, all of that jazz there. Off to the right of your pass-through, under your skirt metal, you're going to find your fresh tank drain, your single point gray and black tank termination valve here. It does have a clear cap on it that's attached to a lanyard, so not only are you not going to lose the cap, but you can actually see what's going to come out of the valve itself. That way you don't get sprayed with any surprises. Off to the right, we have the hot and cold line drains as well. And then you also have your sewer hose storage compartment here. It does have a latch that will keep it in place during your travels. Also off to the right of your pass-through storage here, you'll find your tankless hot water heater and your furnace. Starting with your water heater, this will run 144 gallons per hour. For proper operation, you're going to want your water pressure to run at that 45 psi mark. If you find that you're still having cold water or low water pressure, you may want to check with your campground to see what the water pressure is actually coming in at. They do make aftermarket products that help you gauge the levels there. Now to take the cover off, you're going to want to flip this latch center to match up with the slit, pull the cover off entirely, and then you get complete access to the water heater itself. A couple of things to note here, you do have a manual power switch if you ever need to completely power off this unit. And then also we have a white drain tube that if you see water coming out of there, that means that your water pressure is actually too high. This is also going to be important to note this area here for any winterization or de-winterization operations, which again you can find in our owner's hub. Another important tip is to make sure that your vents on both your furnace and your water heater are kept clean. Sometimes you'll end up seeing insects trying to nest in those areas. Overhead, you'll find a scare light that is motion activated. If you want to turn this off or on, there is a control on your one control panel on the interior of your unit. Here we have our 50 amp shore power here, has a cover that you lift up. We do provide you a power cord as well. Most of the time you can find this in the pass-through storage or your bulkhead storage. It does have a nice angle on it for easy grabbing. What you want to do is essentially line up the metal parts together. So you'll insert, turn, and then use the ring for additional securement. All right, so now we're on the rear of the Model Z here. Going to start, we have the 2-inch receiver hitch that will come standard on all Model Zs. This gives you a carrying capacity of 300 pounds, perfect for a bike rack or a storage rack. We have a 4-way flat right to the left of it. That's going to allow you to get power to, if you have that said bike rack, get those lights powered. We have on the 3100 and other models that have a rear storage. It's going to be a heated storage compartment. You do have an outlet there and a motion censored light as well. Just note if you do have a unit that has under I-beam storage boxes, those are not going to be heated, as well as your bulkhead area. Those are not heated either. Moving up, we have our Furrion backup camera. It is going to be powered by your 7-way and battery, and does come with a 7-inch display screen that makes easy viewing for where you're actually backing into. Speaking of reversing, we do have the Brinkley Max Vision reverse lighting. It's going to help illuminate anytime you're backing up. It's going to turn on these lights as well as your underbody lights, which is perfect for those late nights when you arrive at the campground. Off to the side here, you'll see we've got our ladder. This does have a 300-pound capacity. You'll want to make sure you're using this to get up and check your seals on your roof. The roof is going to be fully walkable, and our slides are fully walkable as well. Now moving on to the Model Z running gear. We've got H-rated tires here. We do have them on 17.5 custom aluminum rims. You'll notice that you might have a red valve stem. That's going to mean that you have the counteract balancing beads, which are going to help with the longevity of your tires by giving them even wear and tear as you travel. We also have in this system the touring coil suspension package, which is going to include the TCS, anti-lock braking system with sway control and dynamic brake boosters, which is going to give you the ultimate towing experience. Your tires are also going to be banded with TPMS. Just so you know, the repeater to that TST TPMS is going to be located centrally underneath under your underbelly. We also have the spare tire. It's the crank that is stored in your pass-through storage can be used to manually drop that down. You'll find the drop-down location behind your rear axle. Your Model Z is going to be equipped with the Solera 3000 series awnings. You can control this through your one control panel on the interior or through the app on your phone. Sometimes the flap tends to roll backwards. To prevent this from happening or to correct it, all you have to do is extend the awning completely out and then bring it back in. It should correct itself then. On those rainy days, you don't want to have any water that pools up in the center of your awning. This could add additional weight to the awning and cause stress to it. So what you want to do is pitch the awning. How you do this is you take the arm and you pull down. That will help run the water off the side so you don't have that issue. On your windy days, you want to make sure that your awning is completely retracted in, as well as overnight. We recommend keeping your awning in at night. That way, if a storm were to come through, you won't wake up to any surprises. Another thing to note too is that when you do retract your awning, you always want to make sure it's free of any debris and that it's completely dry. On any older Model Zs, we have different awning systems that we've used, so if you're looking for more information on those, be sure to refer to our Owner's Hub. So moving on to your actual door now. Here you'll see our RV Lock keyless entry pad. There are multiple ways to get into your unit, one being through the remote fob that we have, the number pad here, which you can customize the code that you'll have. It does come preset with the code of 1234. You can also unlock using the keys themselves. We do have an Owner's Hub video that's a how-to on how to reset your RV lock code. Your entry door is going to be an oversized 30-inch by 76-inch door. Opening the door, here are going to be our entryway steps. It's really important that on your travel days you make sure that you have these in the locked position as they are now. To get them unlocked, all you do is twist this blue knob here and then bring them down. Another cool feature about these steps is that they do flip, which is great for getting all that sand and dirt off before you get into your unit. Now, if your campsite has an uneven ground or if you just like to adjust the height of that bottom step, you can do so by pulling a pin. It's an adjustable height. Off to the side here, you'll see we've got our MORryde safety handrail. It will come with a travel pin, so you'll pull that, and then all you do is pull it from the wall, slide this lever down, and then you have a handrail that extends all the way down to that bottom step, gives you easy access into the unit. When you're traveling, you'll want to bring this back in all the way to the wall, and then your pin will go right here at the bottom. So on the inside of your entry door here, starting off, we've got the Lippert screen defender, perfect for keeping your pets inside if they tend to want to bolt out the screen door. It's not going to break it. We've got the screen shot, which is going to help keep your screen door closed at all times. It'll automatically close it for you. We've got the screen assist too, which is an extended handrail here. All you have to do is press that down and then your screen will close. Additionally, your entire entry door is on that friction hinge, so if it's a windy day, the wind isn't going to slam your door shut. And then also we have the thin shade to cover that entry door window, so you can have some more privacy in your unit as well. As you enter your Model Z, you're going to come across your Brinkley Command Center here. Depending on your floor plan, this location may vary, but in the Z3100, it's going to be right here on your entryway buffet. So for starters, we have our one control panel. So this is going to show you your tank levels as well as your battery levels. Your tank configuration may change as well depending on your floor plan. It controls your awning lights, underbody lights, scare lights, soffit, and then also any other interior lights. Also another button for your water pump and your tank heaters. We also have controls for the awnings and your slides. Now all of this can be paired with the One Control app. All you do is press and hold this Bluetooth button up here, and then you can control all of these items from your phone while you're enjoying your campsite. If you have any additional questions on how to operate through one control panel or any troubleshooting, we do have a QR code for your convenience that you can scan for any help. Down below, you'll see we have our ceiling light controls. You do have a dimmable control here that's on a slider. And then we have our Power Max fan controls, which, by the way, are on a rain sensor. So if it starts to sprinkle, those will automatically close for you. On the door, you'll see that we have the ABS pairing here, which is going to take you to download the app with that. What that's going to do is let you access your towable odometer. Down below, and this is also mentioned on that key fob that I showed you, this is going to tell you a little bit more information about that complimentary 24/7 roadside assist that you get for 1 year on your purchase date. Your Model Z is going to come with all of these items that we've got here. Starting off with the owner's bag, which is going to include your Model Z owner's manual and warranty information, as well as any appliance owner's manuals and information on warranty as well. Over here we've got our Furrion display. Your backup camera is already installed. Up here is your TST TPMS display, and then here is going to be your key block mounts, your Furrion AC remote, your fireplace remote, and then TV remotes. Most of your remotes you can expect to find in that owner's bag. Often near your one control panel, you're going to find your 12-volt fuse box and your 110 breaker box. So here we have the 12-volt fuse box. This is going to be tied to any items that are controlled with that converter. So if you need to check anything, this is the place to do it. For your breaker box, a good way to know if you need to check anything on there would be if you have an outlet that's not working. So you can check your breaker box, or you can check any GFCI resets that are on those outlets. Your Model Z is going to come with various safety items. The first being a fire extinguisher, which can always be found right next to your entry door. You're also going to have an LP and smoke detector, as well as a carbon monoxide detector. Depending on your floor plan, these locations may be in different areas. Beginning in your dining area, you're going to find your dinette. Now, this configuration that we have it in now is going to be the travel mode. It's really important that on any of your travel days, you have it in this exact same mode so you don't prevent any items from getting damaged. So to begin, you're going to have 2 chairs. They're going to be Velcro strapped together. We do provide you all the straps necessary for this setup. Your left chair is going to be inserted into a hook that's built into the wall for that extra securement. And then your ottoman is going to be strapped all together to your chairs themselves as well. You do have a pin that is located back here. That is going to control your dinette in the sliding position back and forth. So it's really important to make sure that you have that locked in place. When you do want to move out your desk or configure it into one of the 4 positions, you can come over to the end of the desk. There are handrails here for you. All you do is pull, lift up, slide out, and then you'll hear it lock in place like that. It's really important to note too that on the 2670 and 80, it is a slightly different configuration, really similar though. The only difference is going to be that you have a leaf insert. It's not going to be built into the table like it is on the 3100 here. Typically you can find that leaf location around your recliner and pantry area. To get the table back in, you lift up and then a slight push, and it's back in place. Also, important storage area here is the utensil drawer, which you can pull out, and it does have an insert that is removable. Your Model Z recliners have a couple of really cool features to point out. First and foremost, you have a wireless charging pad here. It is completely waterproof, and if you're looking for cup holders, we do have an insert that's available aftermarket for you. Here you have a center storage console with 2 USB ports inside, and then off to the side on each chair of the recliner, you do have an additional USB port and the heat buttons to turn them off and on. There is a lever located between the arm and the cushion itself that you'll pull to extend the recliner, and then you can push back for that full comfort. Your Model Z is going to come equipped with our square frameless windows that we're well known for. For windows that can open, it's going to come with a built-in screen, which can be removed using the white tab on the exterior. This is perfect for when you got to clean those screens off. To open the window, you'll just twist the knob at the bottom for it to open all the way out to 6 inches, or you can stop anywhere in between. These windows also do have built-in day shades that you can pull from the bottom up, And they have a built-in nightshade as well with a thermofoil laminated onto the backside, which helps a lot with keeping your coach insulated. Other windows that we have in the unit are going to be your egress windows or emergency windows, which can be recognized with the red tab on the lever. To open these, all you do is lift and straighten out and then push completely out. It will lock in place on that red tab if you want to have it open, or you can push it completely out to remove the window entirely for those emergency scenarios. Your Model Z trifold will extend into an additional sleeping area for any guests you may have. And to get it into the sleeping mode, first you're going to remove any cushions. Next, you're going to want to grab underneath of this bottom cushion and lift up. When you lift up, you'll want to pull out towards you, and then you're going to want to extend these legs here. You'll feel them lock into place. And then you have part of your bed base ready. To get the back portion, what you're going to want to do is pull this back down, give it a nice push, and then you have a surface here. I know I like to have the additional cushions on the back here for a nice cushion headboard as well. Now to get it back into sofa mode, you'll remove your headboard if you choose that, lift back the backer, and then you're going to come back and lift from the bottom up, bring it in just a smidge. I like to fold it a smidge just so I get a better handle on it, and then bring your legs in and back down, and then set your cushions back into place. Your Model Z is going to come equipped with a ton of hidden storage. Starting in the living room, you're going to have 2 end tables, one on each side of the trifold. You've got a rack at the bottom for a shelf. If you want to put blankets down there, you can. You've got a hidden storage compartment here, and then you also have 2 hidden plugs, a USB-C and a USB port. Also, your ottoman is going to have hidden storage, so you can lift the top up. Not only do you get a huge compartment there, but you also get a secondary tabletop that's perfect for eating or playing games or being on your computer. One thing to note on the 2670 and 80 is that you do have 2 round, smaller storage ottomans that can be used as benches as well. One thing to note on the 2670 and 80 is that we provide you 2 storage stools. So they can be used as storage ottomans or stools as well. The TV in your Model Z is going to be placed on a televator. You can access the televator using this toggle switch off to the right underneath the cabinet. It goes up and down. When you are in travel mode, you're going to want it all the way down, that way that TV is secured in place. And it is a smart TV, so you do have access to all of your streaming platforms that you may use at home. Up above, we have our HDMI port, a satellite port, and an outlet up here. And then we also provide you a shelf that's perfect for holding any sound bars or any other streaming devices that you may connect to your TV. Down below, in this cabinet here, we have our Rockford Fosgate head unit. If you switch the input source to TV, it will allow your TV to connect to your speakers throughout your unit. And then you do have 2 zones on the Rockford Fosgate, A and B, A being your interior and B being your exterior, so you can get that outdoor listening as well. Also to note, Model Z does come subwoofer prepped. If you do decide to buy the aftermarket subwoofer, the installation will be behind your living room recliners. For help pairing your phone to the Rockford Fosgate, refer to the Owner's Hub for our how-to video. Also in your entertainment center, you're going to find your electric fireplace. You have controls for the settings on the fireplace itself, as well as a remote that we provide you. So going through the controls here, you have your power button to turn it on and off. You have different visuals that you can have for the color settings. And then you have your heat option, which can go all the way up to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And then right below that, you have your toggle to go between the temperatures. And then you have a timer feature as well, which is on the hour up to an 8-hour timer. Your main AC is going to be found in your living room. It is the 18K BTU Furrion Chill Cube AC. It takes about 5 amps to start up, so it's super efficient. There are multiple ways to control the settings on this AC, the first being on the unit itself, We do provide you a wall-mounted thermostat that's directly near your command center, right by your entry door. And then last but not least, we do have a remote control that we provide you as well. This remote can be mounted onto the wall using this bracket. Now, going through the settings of the remote, you have your on-off switch, you have your mode to toggle between heat, cooling, a dry feature, which is essentially a dehumidifier built in, and then a fan feature if you just want air to be blown. You have your fan settings, which can go between low and high, and then you have a follow me feature, which is pretty unique. Essentially, it will follow the sensor that's built into this remote. So if you have this remote in your back pocket, it's going to adjust to the temperature that you want it set at based off of this location. You have a sleep feature, and then you also have a swing feature that will allow you to oscillate the fan back and forth. There's also the gear/eco mode, which essentially gears down the motor a bit, and it gives you a more eco-friendly or efficient amp draw, which we recommend utilizing on situations where you're only connected to 30 amp or potentially less for your shore power. There's also a switch to control the LED lights if you don't want any lights to show. There's also a timer feature, and then turbo mode finally is going to be the maximum fan speed, which is going to pull more amps than any of the other settings. Entering your kitchen now, there's a ton of storage in your kitchen island. For starters, we have our trash bins here. We provide you 2, and if you're having trouble accessing that back bin, you can pull the drawer completely out for that easy removal. Up top, we have our paper towel stow and go holder, and then additional storage behind it. And you can close these together with the drawer. Under your kitchen sink, you'll find your water shutoffs, which come in handy if you ever come into a situation with a leak involved. And then we are also dishwasher prepped under here. So we have aftermarket kits available. We recommend contacting your Brinkley dealer if you'd like more information on those parts. Your refrigerator in your Model Z is going to come with this travel lock in place. It does just screw in and out. Really important to make sure you have that in place on those travel days when you're going from campground to campground. So you don't lose this, we do provide you a designated storage spot in the cabinet next to the fridge with a magnet right there. Now to turn on your fridge, all you're going to do is hold down the function button for about 5 seconds. This is how you power on and off. To lock, you can do an additional lock. All you do is hold the lock button for about 3 seconds, and then you can change your fridge and freezer temperatures by pressing on that button itself. There's also a sticker on the inside of this door for more in-depth instructions. Every Model Z will come equipped with a 1.5" wire chase. In the Z3100, it can be found in your pantry. On other floor plans, it may vary in the location. What this is a wire chase that's going to run from your basement up to your roof. It's a conduit for all those wires if you want to add in any additional solar or any other aftermarket products you want to install on your unit. It can be identified on your roof by the black mushroom cap. In your bathroom, you'll find your toilet paper holder. This is magnetic and also allows you to stack additional rolls for easy grabbing. In the cabinet next to your toilet, you'll find the Furrion tankless hot water heater controls. This is essentially just toggling the temperature that you'd like your water to be set at with the up and down switches. And then you can also flip over from Fahrenheit to Celsius if you'd like. And then there is an on-off switch there as well. You have water shutoffs behind your toilet as well as under your sink. For your shower lock, all you do is press the button underneath and then lift the whole latch up, and then you can slide your doors. You'll want to make sure this is secured on any of your travel days. To the side of your bathroom sink, you do have light switches for your bathroom lights as well as your shower lights. You'll also find the Power Max fan controls here. To the left of the Power Max fan, you will find a GFCI protected outlet that does have a reset button on there if you find that you tripped the outlet for any reason. As you walk into the bedroom of the 3100, you'll find your secondary AC thermostat. So a little bit about your secondary AC. It is a 13.5 kBTU, and it does have a heat pump integrated within. So basically on this thermostat, all your controls are, you have the power/mode button. You want to hold this down to power it on. You have the up and down to toggle between the temperature you'd like it set at, and then your fan speed, which is going to control how quick you want that fan working. And then to change your modes between heat, cool, dry, and heat pump, you're just going to click the mode button for each setting. Below you have your hallway light and then your bedroom light, which is on a dimmer. There's a slider right next to there. And then walking into your bedroom, you have your motion sensored lights down below, which can be controlled with the light switch next to the outlet. Your bedroom TV is also going to be a smart TV, just like your living room TV. There is a couple ports up here. You have your antenna booster, your satellite cable insert, and then a plug. If you choose to use your satellite cable, you're going to want to turn off that booster, which you can do so by removing that access panel and turning it off behind there. Your TV, if you want to remove it, all you do is pull this strap and then you'll slide it to the side. Below, you're going to have your dresser. So there is some additional hidden storage here. If you pull the top towards you, you get this nice flat felt-lined storage area. Don't forget, in your bedroom, you're always going to have that underbed storage. Typically, this is going to be where you find your bedding that we provide you. There's also 2 USB ports, one on each side of the bed, as well as an outlet set on each side. Every Model Z will come prepped for a washer-dryer. Whether you decide that you prefer a stackable or a combo unit, we do accommodate for both. So your prep area will be located in your bedroom closet here. Up top will be prepped for the stackable dryer, where you can find the dryer vent location behind this white rotaire. We have some plugs up here for power. Below is going to be where you put your washer or your combo unit, where you can find the hot and cold water hookups as well as the drain. You're going to want to put on louvered doors if you do use a dryer up here. You can find those aftermarket through your dealership, as well as a trim kit and also any appliances that you wish to use. An important area to also keep in mind is behind this bottom left drawer of your dresser. It's going to be where we have the waterless P-trap located. This is a great spot to check whenever you're winterizing or dewinterizing your unit, as well as if you run into any clogged drains. So we're now at the bedroom closet where we have the cordless vacuum prep. Now this is called out with a sticker here to show that there's a steel backer laminated into the wall. Depending on your floor plan, you may have various different backer call-out stickers. Some may have a QR code that you can use to see the exact diagram of where the backer is located. But if you question where the backer is at, you can also use a magnet. So for instance, you can use this, see exactly where that backer is at for safety reasons. Also, we recommend using a 1-inch screw only in this location. Also in your closet, you'll notice that there's going to be a light switch on the upper right-hand corner, and that will control your clothing rod light. So that concludes our walkthrough of your brand new Model Z. Don't forget, we do provide you this key tag with information leading to customer care, as well as a QR code to the Owner's Hub for how-to videos and additional resources. Thank you for joining the Brinkley family, and happy camping.